10th Physical Science, Electromagnetism. Today we are going to learn about the magnetic field due to circular coil. This is the diagram for forming a magnetic field lines due to circular coil. Take a thin wooden plank. This is a wooden plank covered with white paper. So the wooden plank covered with a white paper and make two holes on its surface. One hole and second hole. Two holes make on the surface of the plank. Pass insulated copper wire through the holes and wind the wire 4 to 5 times through holes such that it looks like a coil. Through these two holes, pass a insulated copper wire and wind the wire 4 to 5 times through these holes. So it looks as a coil. The end of the wire are connected to terminals of battery through switch. Now switch on the circuit. So the terminals of the coil connected to the battery and through a switch. Now switch on the circuit. Place a compass needle on the plank at the center of the coil. So below this coil, keep the compass. Put dots on either side of compass. So when we keep this compass, so put the dots on either side of the compass. Again, place compass at one of the dots. Next one on the one dots, you again place the compass on one of the dots. Put other dots further. Do the same till we reach the edge of the plank. So here we keep the compass and put a dots on both sides of the compass. Next put other dot further. Do the same till we reach the edge of the plank. Now repeat this for other side of the coil. Here also. From the center, then draw a lines joining the dots. Here we can get the field lines of the circular coil. So one end of the coil and another end of the coil, we keep the compass, and when we switch on the battery, then the current passes through this coil, then the compass can get a deflects. So here when the compass deflects, then we drive the joining the dots of the compass, and other sides also when we keep compass, so around this coil also the compass can get the deflection. So here also we joins the dots around this coil. So here we observe the magnet field lines are formed around one end of the coil and another end of the coil. Next one, instead of this compass, we iron fillings also keep around this coil. So then also we can see the round magnetic field lines are formed one end of the coil and another end of the coil also. So from this experiment we observed that magnetic field formed due to the circular coil. Next one, magnetic field due to solenoid. So this is the diagram of solenoid. Take a wooden plank covered with a white paper. So here also we take the wooden plank and covered with a white paper. Make a equidistant holes on its surface. So here on this plank we make the equidistant holes on the wooden plank and pass copper wire through the holes. So through these holes we pass the copper wires. Through the holes this forms a coil. When we pass the copper wire through these holes, so it forms a coil. Join the ends of coils to a battery through a switch. So here also the terminals of the copper connected to the battery and switch. When switch on circuit, current passes through the coil. Now sprinkle the iron fillings on the surface of the plank around the coil. So when we switch on, the current passes through this coil or solenoid. Then we sprinkle the iron fillings around this solenoid. Give small jerk to it. An ordinary pattern of iron fillings is seen. An orderly pattern of iron fillings is seen. On the paper, the magnetic field lines are closed loops. So these solenoid, when current passes, so iron fillings are formed around this solenoid, showing the magnetic field lines. So it appeared as a closed loops. Magnetic field lines are sum as the magnetic field lines in a solenoid. Solenoid behaves like a bar magnet. So this solenoid behaves like a bar magnet. Okay. So here we can see the north pole and south pole, and when current passes through this solenoid, so around these solenoids magnetic field lines are formed around this solenoid. Okay. So here we observe the current rotate through the copper wire as a circular, and the curled fingers shows that magnetic field lines. So here thumb shows the current. Thumb shows the magnetic field lines and curled finger shows the current. So B means magnetic field lines. I means current. So okay, here current passes through the rotating copper wire. So here curled fingers shows the direction of current and thumb shows the magnetic field. Okay.